Hello there guys, welcome back to Younes Talks Football, welcome back to a brand new video. I hope all of you are doing well today. I think it's safe to say that today we've been offered at least somewhat of a bit of breathing space, right? Chelsea have picked up 3 points, happy days. How can I round it up? I would say today was definitely better than the Middlesbrough game. That's for sure. I don't feel like you can get worse than the Middlesbrough game. So it was nice to be able to see at least an increased level of performance in terms of today. We've picked up the 1-0 win. There were some good individual performances, which we're going to focus on as well. And on top of that, we have put ourselves up to 8th in the Premier League table now because of this win. It does come at having to now wait for the other results and see what's going to happen there. Man United, Newcastle and Wolves can all still jump right back above us. But they need to all win. And they need to do it convincingly. Wolves, I feel like to go over us need to win 5-0 or something, or 4-0. So there's that. But Newcastle and United can with wins, but they've got hard games. Man United have to play Tottenham. I expect Tottenham to win. And Newcastle have to play City. I expect City to win. So after this, Chelsea could be in a much better position than what we've been seeing recently for now. I will say for now, because we've got to play Liverpool, we've got to play City, we've got to play United, we've got to play Arsenal. Well, I guess United, but we lost United before. So we've got to play Arsenal, we've got to play Spurs, if I'm not mistaken. So there's all of that to happen. We'll see what's going to go down. But today, better. At least, still nowhere near perfect. Nowhere near perfect. Still sloppy mistakes, still all of that. But there were an increased amount of us creating our chances, which was better than the Middlesbrough game for sure. We did move a lot more down the middle than we were doing previous, which is better to see. We still were doing the whole sideways, backwards things, defense having most of the ball and doing all of that madness. I would say we're still not as quick and as, fluent as we need to be. We're still moving a little slow. We're still, hesitating at times. We're still losing the ball in places we shouldn't be losing, very sloppy. But there are also the upturn of being able to move through the middle, being able to get the striker involved, being able to get in between lines. That was good to see today. Individual performances, I do want to pick out 2 top performances as far as I'm concerned for today. For today, 2 top performances. One is Petrovic. I've got nothing bad to say about Petrovic so far since he's come in. Literally nothing, as I am losing focus, and there we are. I've got nothing bad to say about him. He's been flawless. Class. He commands his box. He is great in the air. He makes great saves. He saved us on 2 occasions today. He distributes well. You feel calm with him. I've got no issues with Petrovic. Keep doing what you're doing, mate. Keep doing what you're doing. Fair play to Petrovic. So he's one. And the second one is who ended up man of the match, and that is Enzo Fernandez. Enzo today, just to put it into perspective, Enzo today was moving how I want all 11 players on the pitch to move at the same time. The intensity was high. He was getting stuck into every challenge. He was moving quick. He was trying to find space. He was trying to find passes. He was looking forward. He was running forward. He was passing forward. He was doing all of that. Why don't we get that from everyone? Enzo was a clear example as how I want everyone to be focusing in this team and moving in this team. So I feel like we need to be getting that from across the team. Enzo was doing that from minute 1 to minute 90. He looked very involved. He was getting stuck in. He was moving pretty well. Fair play to Enzo today. He was class. And he gives a statement as to how it needs to be done moving forward. Now, I do want to say my assessment of Fulham coming into this game in this preview, I would like to say was correct. But they didn't score, which I'm happy about. I expect them to get a goal, but they didn't. And you can say thank you, Petrovic, for that. But they didn't look as sharp. They didn't look as strong. They were moving the ball out of the back well. Willian was playing very well as far as I'm concerned. But the ball's in the final third and things just fizzle out for them. They weren't as sharp and as intense as they were against Liverpool, especially in the first half, or as they were against Arsenal for the whole game before that. And I feel like there is an element of us being able to take advantage of the space that Fulham did not really pay attention to. Or, I don't know if it's fatigue or if it's just, that many games that quickly. I don't know. But Fulham did not look as on it as they could have done. And we've taken advantage of that. And Enzo is one key player today that definitely took advantage of that, and took advantage of the lack of intensity in Fulham in order for him to be able to move, distribute, sharp, quick, and look forward all the time. So fair play to Enzo Fernandez today, absolute class. I do reckon, I want to say Cole Palmer, decent game. Overall, decent game. And even after he got moved back into the false 9 position, I'm going to talk about Poch in a bit. Cole Palmer, on that right-hand side, was dictating pretty well, was moving pretty well, wasn't very sloppy, was completely on it, and was doing his thing. And he scored the penalty, fair play, which was a penalty. Sterling definitely getting brought down in the box. Talking about Sterling and talking about some of the other players, though, we did still see fairly mediocre performances, though, didn't we? You can argue Broyer up top, no bite whatsoever. Sterling, just flat overall. He won the penalty, fair play for that. Poor tackle by Diop, if I'm not mistaken. If it was Diop that brought him down. Poor tackle, poor timing. So there was that. We were, I would say, I want to say lucky that VAR were asleep. I've not seen VAR once today. With VAR not active, was the geezer I don't know, knocked out in the VAR room or something? There was 2 challenges with studs, didn't even go to VAR. Anthony Taylor wasn't bothered. I would like to say, I'm happy, fair play. VAR didn't look like they were paying much attention today, so there's that. If not, we could have ended up with maybe a red. However, Levi Colwill does not look comfortable at left back, man. And I can't believe, this is where I turn to Poch. We're happy that we won. But even the in-game management of Pochettino today has ended up seeing us get the result in the end. Happy days. But I feel like we've made it harder for ourselves as the game was going on. As the game was progressing in the second half, it's just we started to make it harder and harder for ourselves. Colwell stays at left back. We take off Sterling. We bring on Chilwell. Chilwell's returned. Fantastic. But Chilwell's now playing as a left winger. We're actually still doing this, guy. We're still doing this. Chilwell at left wing. What? Now, later on, for the last 2 minutes of the game, when Gilchrist and Chukwuemeka came on, we went to a back 5. It was a 5-4-1 just to defend. We didn't have any flipping striker or false 9. Palmer got taken off towards the end as well. And we were literally playing with, you could argue, 6-4-0, just defending for two minutes at the end. So that was just to protect the result. And even that was squeaky bum time, properly. Because Fulham were in our box. But Cole Palmer, left back, bringing Chilwell on to play left wing. Why? Palmer as false 9. What are we doing? Why? There's no need. It's not necessary. It's not necessary, man. I understand at the end, in order to try and defend, go to a 6-4-0, right? Just to defend for the last 2 minutes because we're so desperate to get a win. I understand the logic. But we should realistically be at a level where we are able to see the game out by just having the ball, just keeping the ball. Keep the ball. Because defensively, you got to acknowledge, defensively, we're not very good. So we're only putting pressure on ourselves, which is what we did against Luton, and we nearly threw it away. I would like for us to be able to just keep the ball. We should be able to do that. And we had opportunities towards the end where we did get Palmer in and behind. Madueke didn't quite make the correct or good timing with his run. So there are ways, but there's panic stations at the moment at this football club. It's logical. I understand it. And Poch decided to try and park a bus towards the end, and we did see out the win. So fair play for that. But as I said, definitely better than the Middlesbrough performance, right? Still fairly, you could say, fairly average, albeit a couple of the names that I mentioned who I thought were brilliant. and we move on to the Middlesbrough game. I would like to say, and I do reckon this, right? And I don't know if the occasion is maybe going to take up all the pressure, but we put on a performance like we did today against Middlesbrough in that second leg. I expect us to go through, us being at home. But now the pressure of that and us going into that game 1-0 behind is going to be a different factor, which we haven't seen today. So I don't know how we're going to be able to approach that game. I don't know how it's all going to go down, but we will be here for the watch along and we will watch it together and we'll see what happens. So let me know your thoughts down below. Much appreciated. We've picked up 3 points, like I've said. We find ourselves 8th, but we have to pay attention to the other games and see how this weekend is wrapped up. So we'll keep our eyes on that and then we can make a judgment, a proper judgment going forward. I do want to also say that the games for us after this now in the Premier League, because the next 2 games we are playing are cup games. We've got Middlesbrough and then we've got Aston Villa in the FA Cup. We have to remember, once we come back and we start playing the league games again, we've got to play Liverpool at Anfield next. Wolves come to the Bridge. We go to Selhurst, Crystal Palace, which you could argue should be a result that we should be able to get a win. Then we've got to go to Man City. Then we welcome Tottenham. Then we got to go to Brentford. Then we play Newcastle at home. And then we got to play Arsenal at the Emirates. That takes us into mid-March. So this win was important. But we have to stay cautious. It's not done. No, we can't be getting too happy because of today. We have to stay grounded and stay serious and keep ourselves with a level of intensity here. Appreciate the urgency. Keep the urgency. And let's see how we move. So let me know your thoughts down below. Much appreciated. And I will see all of you tomorrow for a brand new one. Thank you all so much. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button if you haven't done so already. Smash the like button if you've enjoyed this. And we can all have a bit of a breather this weekend. Enjoy all the other games, all the football. Have a good weekend. Relax. Forget about Chelsea. Take it easy. Enjoy yourselves. And we'll go again, tomorrow for a brand new video. And obviously beyond the weekend when we start the new working week. So I will see all of you tomorrow. Have a good one, people. In a bit. Take care and peace.